Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning for another news update for Friday, October 17, 2025. And I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, St. James man walks free, no evidence offered in stabbing case. 27-year-old Jerome Spence of Norwood Gardens, St. James, was formally discharged from the parish court on Wednesday after the prosecution chose not to offer any evidence against him. The decision means Spence, who had faced serious charges, walked out of court without a conviction. Parish Judge Natisha Fairclough Hilton presided over the case. Spence had initially been charged with wounding with intent following a dispute in which he allegedly stabbed another man in the chest. The victim required hospitalization as a result of the incident. However, the court was not provided with any information regarding when the stabbing allegedly took place. The case had previously been referred to mediation, during which the parties reportedly reached an agreement. Such cases, when they involve a serious bodily harm, are usually committed to the St. James Circuit Court for further proceedings. In Spence's case, no committal proceedings were conducted, and the charge was subsequently reduced to unlawful wounding. On Wednesday, with the prosecution declining to move forward, Spence was formally discharged. Attorney Martin Thomas represented him throughout the proceedings, ensuring that all legal formalities were observed. Digital forensic examiner details extraction of video footage in Maitland case. A digital forensic examiner on Thursday detailed the steps he took to extract a closed-circuit television footage linked to Constable Noel Maitland murder trial. Maitland is on trial for murder in relation to the July 12, 2022 disappearance of his social media influencer girlfriend, Donna Lee Donaldson. Donaldson, who was 24 years old, was last seen alive at the Chelsea Manor apartment in St. Andrew, where Maitland lived. She was reported missing on July 13, 2022. The digital forensic examiner, who is a district constable, said that in July 2022, he was assigned to the Maitland case. He said he began taking notes immediately after his superior assigned him to the case. I collected video evidence from the communication, forensics, and the cybercrime exhibit storage, after which I made a contact with the investigating officer. I commenced my examination of the video evidence, and then I started my analysis, he told the court. After preparing my report, I informed the investigating officer of the evidence package. The package contained a report, and the evidence was put on DVDs. There are 9 copies. He said he went to the location where the video evidence was extracted from Chelsea Manor Apartments, located at 1117 Chelsea Avenue. The video footage was captured at the gate of the apartments and showed a truck carrying a couch out of the complex. He also collected video footage from a car wash on Linders Road, where the couch was taken when it left the apartment complex. He said he extracted footage of interest from the car wash to a thumb drive, and the investigating officer signed as witness to the extraction. There were 9 cameras on location. The witness returns to the stand next Tuesday when the trial resumes. 48-hour curfew imposed in sections of Manchester. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of Trinity, Hampton, Broadleaf, Porus Main Road, and the Redberry communities in Manchester. The curfew began on Thursday, October 16 at 6:45 p.m. and will remain in effect until 6:45 p.m. on Saturday, October 18. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows: north, bordered by Clarkstown District, east along an imaginary line from the intersection of the Toll Road and the Melrose District, 2,000 meters to a section of the Porus Main Road in the vicinity of Barnett Street. East, bordered by Watermouth District, south along an imaginary line, 2,400 meters from the northern boundary at Porus Main Road to a section of Main Road at Redberry District. South, bordered by Reeveswood District, westerly along an imaginary line from eastern boundary 2,000 meters to an area of vegetation at the western boundary at the Broadleaf community. West, bordered by Broadleaf District, northerly along an imaginary line from Redberry District at the southern boundary, 1,200 meters to the northern boundary at the intersection at the Toll Road at the Melrose District. From the porous main road, north bordered by Clarkstown District, east along an imaginary line from the intersection of the Toll Road at the Melrose District, 3,656 meters to a section of the porous main road in the vicinity of Whitney. East bordered by Whitney Turn District, south along an imaginary line, 344 meters from northern boundary at a section of porous main road to a section of main road at Old Porous District. South bordered by Whitney Turn District, westerly along an imaginary line from eastern boundary, 3,753 meters to a section of main road western boundary at the Trinity District. West bordered by Trinity District, northerly along an imaginary line from Trinity District at the southern boundary, 583 meters to the northern border at the intersection at the Toll Road and the Melrose District. Coordinates for curfew at the Broadleaf District. North bordered by Comfort District, east along an imaginary line from a section of the Broadleaf Main Road, 1,161 meters to a section of an area of vegetation. East bordered by Trinity District, south along an imaginary line, 1,424 meters from the northern boundary of an area of vegetation to a section of Main Road at a Broadleaf District. South bordered by Rumble District, westerly along an imaginary line from the eastern boundary, 601 meters from a section of Broadleaf Main Road at western boundary at the section of Weber's District. West bordered by Comfort District, northerly along an imaginary line from Weber's District at the southern boundary, 1,236 meters to the northern border at a section of Broadleaf Main Road. During the hours of the curfew, people within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain indoors unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. St. Mary woman charged for malicious social media posts. The St. Mary police have charged a woman following a series of defamatory and malicious statements made during social media live streams targeting several individuals in the parish. 25-year-old Alexa Thompson, otherwise called Alexi, of Friendship Islington, St. Mary, is to answer to a charge of malicious communication under the Cybercrimes Act. Her court date is being finalized. It is reported that between October 2 and October 4 this year, Ms. Thompson allegedly used her social media platform to post and live stream several derogatory comments and images of former co-workers employed at a supermarket in Port Maria. The complainants reportedly felt embarrassed, threatened, and distressed as a result of the public statements made without their consent. Following investigations, Ms. Thompson was arrested and charged. The police are reminding the public that the use of social media to defame, harass, or intimidate others is a criminal offense and will be met with the full force of the law. NEPA urges caution at the beaches during Heroes Weekend. With an expected increase in beach visits over the extended National Heroes Weekend, the National Environment and Planning Agency has issued a warning to Jamaicans to stay alerted to sea and weather conditions. Anthony McKenzie, NEPA's Director of Environmental Conservation and Management, says that the agency is concerned about recent incidents of drowning at the beaches. As a result, Jamaicans are also being urged to use licensed beaches and follow safety guidelines to ensure a fun and incident-free holiday. Meanwhile, the public is encouraged to exercise good environmental habits while visiting beaches by properly disposing of garbage to protect marine species and preserve the beauty of the island's coastline. Man accused of hitting woman with a gun arrested in police raid. A 33-year-old graphic designer is facing a long list of charges after allegedly hitting a woman in the face with a gun during an argument and later being found with a ballistic vest and other prohibited items. charged Skemar Goff of Corona Crescent, Kingston 11. He has been charged with 8 counts of possession of prohibited items, possession of a prohibited weapon, using a firearm to commit a felony, and unlawful wounding following an incident that happened along Malines Road in Kingston 10 on Monday, October 6. Reports from the Halfway Tree Police are that around 7:30 a.m., Goff and a woman got into an argument when he allegedly used a firearm to hit her in the face, causing bruises and bleeding wounds. The woman reported the matter to the police, who launched an investigation. During a targeted operation, officers searched the room occupied by Goff and reportedly found 2 regular ballistic vests, 1 ballistic vest with strike plates, a leg holster, a magazine, and a handcuff holder. Goff was apprehended in Portland on Saturday, October 11, and taken into custody, where he was formally charged. His court date has not yet been set. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.